Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Josh. I sell used books, CDs, and DVDs online on platforms like eBay and Amazon. Today's a Monday morning. We got a bunch of orders going out. How many do we have going out? We should check that real quick, just let you guys know. Pretty good weekend. I'm kind of exhausted this weekend. 50 orders going out is what it says. Let's just see what the total is on that. 50 orders, $1,204.33. Although one of these just sold. I have not pulled it yet. So maybe we'll just ship 49. We shall see. We shall see. But yeah, we do have a lot of stuff to ship today. Good weekend. We went to Silver Dollar City over the weekend. Like 3 hours away. Way too hot there. But the kids had an absolute blast. It was great. Uncle Sam, if you're watching, thank you so much for the tickets. Man, great time. Lots of fun. I'm exhausted this morning, a little bit sunburnt, but yeah, besides that, we're just going to get into this shipping out. We've got some crappy stuff going out today. We got some great stuff going out today. We got some quick sellers. I think I'm going to start first with this box right here. This is a box of, hang on, stop this. We're going to fix the microphone situation. Testing, testing. You guys hear that? Does that sound way better, especially when I'm way over here, away from the phone? Anyways, let me readjust my hat. It'll probably make some noise, but there we go. So, first things up, we have this lot of romance novels. I did pre-box these. Some of my lots I will pre-box like that. Some of them I will not. These are like vintage romance novels. I don't sell these very often. Somebody brought them here and gave them to me. And it was like already a nice lot of them. So I decided, why not? Looks like I estimated 30 pounds on these because I did not weigh them. They only weigh 22 pounds. Which I think is too much for bound printed matter. There is a weight limit with it, but these are going to be going medium L. Also, I've been getting the question a lot lately, what am I using to buy my shipping? And I am currently using Veeqo, Veeqo. It's like an Amazon type company. They're somehow related to Amazon. I don't know exactly how that works, honestly, but the rates are the best rates you're going to find out there. Very similar to like pirate ship rates. I think they're probably exactly the same as pirate ship rates. But you do get like a small percentage of cash back with each order. Come on, everything, wake up. Hang on. I was working on my computer the other day. I think this USB cord is not plugged in. It's not plugged in. Let me unpause this, get this plugged in, and then we'll get you guys back. All right, it's plugged in. We're good to go. Monday morning stuff. Adding some more RAM to this computer the other day, and I was like, I thought there was one more USB cable we had to plug in. Well, I just found it, so that's what that was. So hopefully I can export videos a little bit quicker now. Up next, we got a textbook. I don't really like selling textbooks on Amazon, and that's why this one went to eBay. I do put some on Amazon, not a ton. I really probably shouldn't put the ones I put on there all the time. See if I can spell this right. Propaganda. There it is. Buyer is all in $22.99. Also, we switched out the like pinkish bubble mailers for dark blue. The reason is because when I went to order them from Gyropact, they were out of the pink. I don't really care which colors I have. Like, I just want to have a different color for each one so that I can easily look back here on my shelf in that corner over there and see, okay, I've got a lot of blues. I got a lot of blacks. Don't have very many of the purples right now. So that's probably what I need to order soon-ish. Although really, I've got plenty of those on hand because I use them very slowly. So that's not that big of a deal. But that's why I like to have the different colors. That way, I just throw them on that shelf, see what I got, and it's no big deal. $4.04 to ship this bound printed matter. Let's get out an IKEA bag. There we go. All right, next thing we are going to ship, which I probably should have shipped before this one, is we're going to ship some breakable stuff. We sold 278 records over the weekend. Both of them like Hawaiian in nature. So we're going to find those real quickly. Here's one of them. One string Fiddle, Part 4. Buyer paid $23.21 for these. The lowest I will list 78 records is $20 plus shipping, which I believe both of these is what I had them listed at. I had a big chunk of the store. Actually, I had all the store on at least 10% off over the weekend. Just realized we're using the wrong tape. That was probably really loud for you guys. When I'm filming videos, I use this quiet 2-inch tape instead of my loud 3-inch tape. I meant to order quiet 3-inch tape, but I totally forgot. And it kind of works out nice because I only have 2 tape dispensers. One is a 3-inch and one is a 2-inch. So that way I don't have to change the rollout. I like using 3-inch tape more just because it's like, it's going to seal things up a lot better. Just, it's a lot better quality for 3-inch. If you're using 2-inch tape, switch to 3-inch. Just try some out and you won't want to go back. The only reason I really ever used 2-inch is because I actually ordered some of this quiet 2-inch tape. And also, like, in my tape dispenser I keep on my desk that's sitting here, that thing has 2-inch. I really like that thing too. So 78 records, that's what we're shipping right now. Very breakable. Like, this is not like shipping out a regular vinyl record in a mailer. Like, these things, you just look at them wrong and they break. So the way I ship them, they come in right under 2 pounds. But it seems a bit excessive. But if you've sold very many 78s, you've got lots of messages about how you ship them, asking beforehand, and having good feedback on how you ship 78s. That is something that buyers actually look at. And I have quite a few feedbacks on 78 records saying that I ship them well. So here we go. Just double check this just for everybody's. Yep. 1 pound, 14 ounces, 2 pound medium L rate, $5.22, which I think that's a deal to ship a box like that anywhere in the United States for $5.22. I know everybody complains about shipping prices going up, but like, that's a deal to get that shipped anywhere in the country. Like, that could go to Hawaii, that could go to Guam, absolutely anywhere. All right, we're gonna ship the other 78 real quickly before we break it while it's sitting over here. I wrap them in cardboard first. That's kind of like very much needed. Then I just add bubble wrap around 2 different directions. Honestly, this bit of bubble wrap, probably not needed. Probably does not do anything. I do it more just because buyers are really worried about these, and I think it helps them feel better when they open up the package. Because these buyers are picky about shipping, because if they've ordered very many of them off of eBay, they've received some broken ones. I can guarantee it. I'm in like a couple of 78 record collector Facebook groups. Hang on one second, guys. Yes, Josiah? Oh, are you showing me your stuffed animal? That looks so great. I'm glad you put a collar on it. You want me to show everybody? Yeah. All right, look. He put a collar on his thing. You don't have any pants on. You can't come in the video. Here, go put some pants on. Go play. All right, that was Josiah. My wife is gone this morning with Jericho, our middle child, at the dentist. And Esther's not here either, our oldest daughter. She's with grandparents. So Josiah might come in here a few times. We shall see. I told him not to bother me, but he's 3, so that means he's probably going to forget or need to come in here. And he is not used to not having a sibling around. You know, youngest of 3, always have somebody around type of deal. Oh my goodness, that's the first time I've ever done that. Just pulled on the paper and like the whole thing tried to come off. When I first put it up there, I wondered if I needed to put zip ties around it to like hold it from falling down and crashing onto me. I never had a problem. Until right there. I guess it's time to add some zip ties to just hold that thing down. Anyway. Shipping out 78 records. That's why I do this job, is so like I can be available if I need to be with the kids or whatever. All right, you want to come in here, Josiah? All right, Josiah wants to come say hi. I'll let him come say hi. You need help? You're good. That's good. All right. You want to say hi?
Hi.
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 They're up there. What do you want to say? Oh, no, right there.
That's us.
Yeah, that's us.
Hi.
Yeah, is that it? All right, why don't you go play in your room for a little bit, okay?
I'm not gonna eat it.
Oh, you're not done eating?
Yeah.
Oh, go eat the rest of your bacon.
All my other stuff.
All your other stuff?
Yeah.
Okay, go eat. Go eat. Anyways, where were we? We're shipping stuff out. This is pretty cool. American Judo Illustrated, like little magazine. I think this was like World War II era. Got a lot of like illustrations in it. It's pretty neat. Very flimsy. I'm not going to put it in a bubble mailer by itself. I'm just going to add a piece of cardboard to it to give it that rigidity it needs so it doesn't get bent in half. I'm then going to grab one of these bubble mailers, stick it in there. That's not going to quite fit. Let's upgrade it to a blue bubble mailer. My piece of cardboard was just a little bit too wide. Yeah. Also, if you're interested in any of the shipping supplies I use, I do have links in the description below. Those links do help the channel out. So if you enjoy watching or hanging out or whatever, and you need something from eBay or Amazon, clicking on those links, whether you buy the product that I have talked about or whether you buy something else, those links do help the channel out. We're looking for Judo. There it is. What does this weigh? 4 ounces. But how's everybody's Monday going? Let me know in the comment section down below. You guys having a good Monday? A bad Monday? How's it been going for you? For me so far? Pretty decent. Pretty decent. We got 50 orders to ship out, so I can't really complain too terribly much. Like, some of these are lower dollar stuff, like for instance these shoes and this lock here have both been in the store like probably 3+ years, so not something that I really wanted to sell at that price, but I'm glad they are gone so that I can have more space. The space is slowly filling up in here. I basically have this whole shelving unit, this double shelving unit that I built, almost full. It's not going to quite fit in there. Nothing is fitting in the green envelopes this morning. That was supposed to take me 10 weeks to fill up. Have I been in this house 10 weeks? I think so. That was my calculation. It would take 10 weeks to fill up. I did a lot more eBay books last week than I needed to. Partially because I didn't have enough Amazon stuff, because a big chunk of what I sourced last week was not yearbooks, textbooks. I don't want to send all of those to Amazon. So I listed a lot more stuff on eBay. Also, things like this commentary set. I was missing a whole bunch of the volumes of it. Like, I had about half of them. So I ended up listing them individually. So that was like a lot of listings where I was expecting just one single listing. So I didn't realize when I got that set that it was not all there. I didn't pay anything for it, so it's not a big deal. But it ended up being a lot more listings than I thought it was going to be when I acquired it. Antiquarian type book, Pollyanna, just some Eleanor Porter, just some sort of fiction. Where is it? It is right here. Buyer is all in $14.97. We're going to add a little bit of extra cardboard to it just to make it more substantial. Like some of these antiquarian books, like they're just not quite substantial enough. And they need that extra cardboard to like help hold them together. It would probably be fine going in the bubble mailer, but the buyer's going to really enjoy seeing that extra piece of cardboard there. I don't now have to throw that extra piece of cardboard away. which is nice, and it's out of my life. The buyer feels good about it. It takes like no extra time to throw a little bit of cardboard in there. Because these are strips I've cut off packages and stuff. I'm not purposely cutting cardboard to throw it around books. But if I have a strip of cardboard the right size, we're going to throw it over here in this pile, ship it out. $4.15 to ship this book today using VQuo. I think I'm pronouncing it wrong every single time, even though I pronounce it different all the time. Just sign up for it or Google it, and you'll get ads for it on not Amazon, on YouTube, and then you'll know how to pronounce it if you can remember after watching the ads. Next up, Great Songs of the Church, Volume 2. This one is one that's usually not worth it, but I almost never find it in red. Actually, I've never found it in red before. Usually it is always in blue. And so since it was in red, I decided to list it. Because if you sell a lot of hymnals, you've seen Great Songs of the Church, number 2. I think it might have been like Church of Christ using this. I'm not 100% sure. Don't quote me on that. But I'd like never see the red. So we got $23.10. The buyer is all in. That is purchase price, taxes, shipping, all the good stuff. So yeah, pretty happy to see that one go. Next up, Getting Started in Electronics. I've sold this a few times. It's kind of neat. Like, it's handwritten on the inside. It has like all these electronics components. I assume that's handwritten. It looks handwritten to me. Maybe it's some sort of weird font. I've always found it really kind of a neat book. Where is it? All right, here, buyer paid $19.76 for this copy. Yeah. So, let's talk about our plan for the week. It is a Monday right now. I'm not sure when my wife is going to be home today, so probably not going to get a ton of other stuff done besides shipping, since I have Josiah here with me. If I can, I'm going to go out to the shop building in the back. It is super hot out there, but we're going to go out there, and we need to sort through 4 totes of books that we picked up probably a week and a half ago from somebody off of Facebook Marketplace. I forgot to click buy label. I'm sitting here talking to you guys. So I need to sort through those. It's mostly fiction, probably not going to be good stuff. Hopefully some of it we can at least send to thrift books and get some good money that way. I knew it was fiction books when I went to pick it up. However, it was from a source that sold me like, I don't know, 8,000, 10,000 CDs or something a few years ago. And I'm really actively searching out for like a CD lot that size again. And I wanted to touch base with them. They reached out to me saying that they had 4 totes of books. Not the best looking books, but when you're paying 10 cents a pound for books, it doesn't matter what the books are too much. Here we got the Historical Geography of the Holy Land. As long as, it doesn't matter what you're paying for them much, because you're paying almost nothing at 10 cents a pound. You just have to make sure you're not wasting your time by picking them up and wasting your time by sorting them. So you got to be very efficient at those things. It was a close pickup, not very far away. I had to go into town anyways. It was in town. Had to do some other things, drop off books at the used bookstore, drop off stuff at UPS. So I kind of coupled it together with some other runs we were making into town. As long as I can be very efficient about sorting through it, we should be just fine on it. But it's not my favorite purchase of the year by far. Up next, we got this bedside gun lock mounting. We're just gonna throw it in here. This was a bad like retail arbitrage type of buy. Yeah. Fairly certain I lost money on this and had it for a couple of years. We're glad to see it go. Weighs 13 ounces, which I only had this in here as 12 ounces, so the buyer did not pay enough shipping either. The buyer's all in $12.20. It's going to cost me $6.29 for the label. Probably another $4 for fees. I think I've got like $4 or $5 into it. Maybe I got back all my buy costs, or at least some of it. But bad buys happen. get most of your money back and move on to better things like this. Reloading Guide for Handgun Accuracy Signature Edition, which I think is great. It's kind of, I find it funny that this is a signature edition. But buyer is all in $49.46. Yeah, and we're gonna throw this into a blue bubble mailer. Send it on its way. It is going to somebody in Tampa, Florida. Oh, good. It weighs just under 1 pound. I was hoping it would. It's kind of one of those where it's like, man, is this going to be over a pound or under? And it was just under. $3.95. Buy the label. And then we're going to refresh the page. I hear Josiah wandering back in here, so we're going to go check on him real quick. What's up, Josiah? You want to do what? What? You want to break all your food? No. Hey, can you do me a favor? Go play in your room for just a little bit longer. When I'm done shipping, we'll do something fun together, okay? You haven't played in your room yet? Okay, why don't you go do that? And when we're done, you can pick out something fun for us to do, okay? Yeah, you can play with those. All right, I'm back. All right, we got to speed this up. 39 listings to go. We got The Mystery of Eagle Lake. I think I was talking about my plan for the week just a little bit ago, and I never really got that far into it. Plan of the week. Sort those 4 boxes tomorrow. Not tomorrow, today, if we can get to that. And then we've got to start sourcing on Tuesday. I think I'm just going to source here in town. I have not sourced the town I live in very much lately. So I think that's what we're going to do this week. Not do an out-of-town trip. Typically, I'm like 1 day a week going out of town and just doing some cherry picking or picking up a big bulk lot from somebody or something along those lines. But I think this week, we're not going to do that. This week, where is this one? It's right here. Buyer paid $10.22 all in. This one had been listed quite a while. This one was listed back when we listed things as low as $7 plus shipping. I think they paid $5 plus shipping for it, if I remember correctly, which is fine. Like, we make money at that rate. It's just we don't make great money at that rate. So this week we're just going to source in town. I've not hit very many of the thrift stores recently. We're going to go see what is on the shelves. It's been quite a while, so I kind of think we're going to have some pretty good sourcing. I really kind of think we will. Oops. I printed a Ground Advantage one for that. Did not mean to do that. The South Was Right by S.A. Steele. Found this recently in an estate. Buyer paid $42.47. It's like adding cardboard to almost everything today. I probably should not be. Probably overdoing it. Just try not to do Ground Advantage this time. Every time I accidentally click on Ground Advantage, I like waste $1. When you can just click on something and save $1, like, the magic behind that is absolutely crazy. She's probably a little, yeah, it's right around $1. So $3.95 to ship this one out. Let's go Mount. Let's see, South Carolina. So yeah, that's the plan for the week. I want to keep doing 360 a week to Amazon and 100 a week to eBay as far as like getting up new listings. I was kind of running some numbers last week, seeing if I can drop off the Amazon numbers a little bit and maybe increase the eBay numbers some more. Just because I don't find that is a right mix of Amazon to eBay for the stuff I find. I find that like over time, I'm just finding more eBay stuff than Amazon stuff as a, bleh, I cannot talk for that ratio. What book did I just stick in there? I got to go look and try and find it because I forgot because I'm talking to you guys. It's not that book. It's not that book. It's not either of those. It's not that one. Oh, it's this one. The Adventures in Appreciation. It's like a music appreciation type book. Buyer paid $29.39. Could cost us $4.15 for the label. So yeah, if I'm looking at like a ratio of 360 to from Amazon to 100 on eBay, not finding enough Amazon stuff compared to eBay stuff to keep up that ratio. Up next, this DVD. If you watched my Better Lister AI video, this was the one that kept failing. It was failing because for new DVDs, one of the required item specifics is the UPC, and Better Lister doesn't have a way to get the UPC on there because that item specific, it's just a little bit different, okay? So what I ended up doing was listing it as like new, ending it on eBay, then doing a sell similar, then going into the item specific and saying NA on the UPC. So basically I had to relist it later on. But once I relisted it, it sold pretty darn quickly. And the buyer paid a total of $19.80, which is cool. That worked for me. They sent me an offer. I originally had it listed for $20 plus shipping. They basically, it looks like, sent me an offer that was more or less free shipping, including taxes. And they saved 20 cents. That's totally fine. That did go up Ground Advantage. There's not very many Ground Advantage labels that are cheaper than Media Mail anymore. There used to be a ton of them. Up next, a guide to local government records in the South Carolina archives. Like, I saw this book and I was like, I know I can sell that. There can't be that many of those out there. Was not worth a lot of money. Buyer was all in $13.22. But this is the type of stuff that pays my mortgage every single month. Is like, I don't want to call it low dollar because these are not low dollar books, but books that are selling for like around $15 that I have almost no money into. They can just sit on my shelf when they sell. We put a $10 bill in our pocket, you know, do that 20, 30 times a day, every single day of the week. Will be great. That's what we did there. Didn't quite put a $10 bill in our pocket with this one, especially because we just did a Ground Advantage label. Why am I doing this? Oh my goodness. Gotta quit talking to you guys. But, you know what? I'll put money in our pocket. Up next, vintage hunting and fishing in Texas. So this is like, how you're doing hunting and fishing in Texas. I think this one came from a bookstore in Texas that I buy from quite a bit. He ships me stuff online. Actually, he doesn't have a bookstore anymore. He just does online. But I buy quite a bit of stuff from him. All right, we're going to switch this to bound printed matter so it can save us $3. Not printing Ground Advantage anymore. What if there's a way to set the default on here to like Media Mail or something? Probably not. I think the default is the cheapest. However, if you have something special like Media Mail, oh my goodness. Can you hear that boy in the other room? He's playing with the dinosaurs and it is absolutely loud. You guys probably can't hear him. Up next, cool little pamphlet. I'd call it a pamphlet. Pedro's Simple Trailside Repair Guide, like vintage bicycle trailside repair thing. Pretty cool. Did not go for very much. We did okay. Buyer paid all in $9.47. So you know what? That's not too bad. Not making a ton of money. It does weigh under 4 ounces. I don't think this qualifies for Media Mail because it does not have enough pages. There's like a page limit on Media Mail, but as my understanding, it does qualify for bound printed matter because it is bound. I probably should double check those rules again. It's been a while since I've looked at them. Yeah. You know what? Stick $4 in our pocket or something. Not a big issue. good news for modern man. It's today's English version of the Bible. Today's English version is usually not one that just by itself is worth money. You've probably seen this type of printing before if you've done many books. However, this is it large print or is it like giant print? I'm trying to remember. I think this is giant print, just the size of this. Like looking at that, I thought it said somewhere on here. But anyways, because of the print size on it, it actually made it worth listing. See if I can find this real quick. I should do Control F and then look. Yeah, buyer is all in $16.02. Anyways, back to my whole eBay, Amazon. How much am I listing on both of them? This week, we're going to keep it at the 100 eBay, 360 Amazon. But I'm going to do a little bit more running numbers and seeing where I need to be. And when I mean seeing where I need to be, like I'm way overshooting what I need to do to live. When I say 100 eBay, 360 Amazon, that way, just in case things go wrong, we'll still be right. Hopefully that makes sense. Like, whenever I am estimating how much work I need to do in this business, I way overshoot it. In case I am terribly wrong on what everything is going to be selling for, how much money I'm going to make. And the reason I do that is because a lot of this stuff is outside of my control. USPS could tomorrow come in and double all of their shipping rates. And that would absolutely hurt so much of this business. Amazon could come in tomorrow and like 10x their storage rates. And that would like really hurt this business. And so since there's all those things that I can't control that are very possible to happen, like both of those things could totally happen. It would not surprise me that much. It would shock me, but not surprise me. I am always way overestimating the amount of books I need to be listing and selling. That way I'm okay when things change or when things go wrong. So I need to finish running out my numbers. I think the numbers are going to be something like 175 books a week on eBay and 250, 300 books a week to Amazon. I think that's what I'm going to doing, something along those lines. Like, I really like doing the eBay work. That's what built this business originally. Amazon, though, is nice because, like, I sell the books fast. They're out of my hands. Like, I just fill up a box, I send it to Amazon, and it's gone. However, like, I don't get to control my inventory. Like, Amazon fees are absolutely insane. Returns on Amazon are absolutely insane, but Amazon has allowed me to scale and grow this business. And I'm so thankful for that. But eBay was what allowed me to originally do this. And I can keep doing it, but eBay takes up so much space. Like, I have so much stuff in here. Up next, Better Home and Gardens canning cookbook. Anytime you see canning, that's something to look up. Even if it is Better Home and Gardens, which is usually not great. But canning stuff is great. And so when you put a not great thing together with a great thing, you end up with an okay thing. And that's kind of what happened here. Let's find this book. Buyer is all in $17.22. And this weighs just under 1 pound. So, oops. Right here. Pretty cool. So yeah, put over $10 in our pocket with that one. I'm sure this came in a lot when I bought like a whole trailer load of books. So whether I list that book or not, it's not going to change the price that I paid for it. If that makes sense. Up next, a yearbook. 1977. Where is this? This is Muldrow, Oklahoma, I think. Let's go look. It's right up here. Oh, Mounds, Oklahoma. I knew it started with an M. Mounds, Oklahoma. Is it going back to Mounds? No, it is not. It's going to Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. So it's staying in the state. I had somebody buy a high school alumni directory the other day, which you don't see very many high school alumni directories. And they left some feedback like mixed feelings. What did they say? Mixed feelings dealing with my past or something like that. So I guess they bought the high school yearbook and have been confronting their past. Mixed feelings confronting my past. Great seller, something along those lines. So I guess they bought the high school alumni directory and have been confronting people about it. Or confronting people from their past using it. So I always find that funny. I also had one person one time reach out because people were prank calling them after they got their number from a yearbook I had sold. So it wasn't even the buyer that reached out to me. It was somebody else that was getting prank calls now because their phone number had been in the yearbook that I had sold. And they contacted me on eBay about it, saying, why would I sell something with their phone number in it? So that was kind of funny that one time. But yeah, somebody bought their high school yearbook and started prank calling somebody that had been in it, wrote a note in it. I'm not sure how they figured out that the person had bought it off of eBay. Maybe that had something to do with the prank calls, but pretty funny, pretty cool. All right, we do have some CDs going out. This one is signed. Now, interestingly enough, it's signed not on the jewel case. It's signed on the actual booklet. A lot of times when I run into these and they're signed here, when they're signed on the front, they're signed on the jewel case. And if they're like that, I will not ship them in a bubble mailer because breaking that front jewel case is like breaking the signature, which would be bad. But since this one's actually signed on the paper's not going to get broken, even if that jewel case gets broken. Most collectors, it seems, have extra jewel cases and they can swap that out. They're not so worried about that. And just to save on weight and all that good stuff, we're going to ship it in bubble mailer. It's also way faster. So, what did buyer pay for that? Let me look. Buyer paid all in $19.47. Going to Florida again. Sending a lot of stuff to Florida today. This book kind of looks normal to most people, but this is actually an advanced uncorrected proof. You played so much, Josiah? Okay, you still play a little bit more, okay? Why? Because I'm still shipping. I got 25 things left. One more question. What's your question, Josiah?
Why do you have that?
We sold it, and we're telling the people about it. Yeah. Any more questions?
Yeah.
What's your last question? I love you too. Go play. Anyways, this is advanced uncorrected proof. If you are getting these for like very popular artists, not artists, very popular authors, and it's a very popular title, they can do really good. Unfortunately, most of the ones I run into are for books that just never did well. This was a book that did okay. We got $18.72 all in for these. I find these all the time at like thrift stores and different places. And I usually just grab them as long as it looks like the book is somewhat selling. If it's a book that's not even selling, like the copies that are out there for $4, like the advanced copies are not going to sell if the non-advanced copies aren't selling. Hopefully that makes sense. Up next, we got this art book, Art in Africa, by Tibor Bodragi. Probably pronounced it absolutely wrong. I don't know if this is going to fit in this bubble mailer. We're going to see. Oh, yes, it just barely fits. Thank you, thank you. What did this sell for? I don't remember seeing this one today. Yeah, buyer paid $22.47 all in for that. I did kind of tear this bubble mailer. And I was putting it in there. So we're going to Prepare that a little bit. Here we go. 4 pounds. I did have 5 pounds estimated on this. I do not weigh my books when I'm listing them. I just kind of give it an estimate when I'm putting it in for calculated shipping. Typically, the estimate is close enough. If I'm off by 1 pound up or down, it does not matter. But how long has this video been? It says 37 minutes, but we had a couple clips before this. Probably approaching that 40-minute mark. If you are still here and you have not subscribed, you might as well do that, because apparently you like listening to me ramble, and I will do this every Monday morning when I'm shipping things out. So subscribe. Practical Marine Diesel Engineering by L.R. Ford. Buyer is all in $24.72. For older textbooks, the things that I find do the best are the subjects that don't really change. So we are talking things like math and science, engineering, like general like building type stuff. Those things do the best. Things like communication or counseling or like stuff like that doesn't seem to do as good. But really your hard sciences, your maths, those are the things that typically do good in older textbooks. Doesn't matter what decade you're looking at. That's just kind of the way it goes. Up next, we got Why Jesus Visited Our House by T.L. and Daisy Osborne. I believe this is a little cassette. Going out to repeat buyer. The reason I listed this is because I was the only one available on eBay at the time. And I figured somebody wanted it. Somebody was willing to pay $16.22 for it. This does need to go media mail, so $4.47 is what 1 pound media mail rate is nowadays. Yeah, going out to a repeat buyer in California. Let's see, we don't have that much stuff left. We've done most of the media. Let's do these. We sold a pair of jeans. Can you believe it? I almost can't. We still have a bunch of jeans listed in the store, but the quality of the jeans in the store has been going down and down and down. This is a pair of just basic American Eagle jeans. We sold them for, buyer was all in $31.20. That's crazy. Let's go to actually enter in our dimensions of this. When I'm entering in dimensions, I just put the dimensions of that poly bag and the weight. Ground Saver for UPS is the cheapest, but I am not going to UPS today, so we are going to pay the extra 15 cents for Ground Advantage so that we do not have to make a trip into UPS. I don't think might be one other thing here that could potentially go UPS. We are not going into the UPS store to save 15 cents. Are you back, Josiah? Oh, you found a quarter?
Yeah, that's mine.
It's your quarter?
Yeah, I will.
You lost it? And now you found it? That's great. You wanted to talk?
No, to Nana's house.
Oh, you wanted to take that to Nana's house,
Yeah.
but you didn't get to? Yeah, it's okay.
Now I found it.
All right, buddy, we're getting closer. Whenever I'm done, I'm going to come play with you, okay? Needle clamp, Montgomery Ward sewing machine. Buyer is all in $22.60. That is kind of part of the reason I have the way I do my pricing on these is I want the buyer to be all in around $20 to $25. I think from like just a psychological standpoint, that's a good price for somebody to pay to fix a sewing machine for the part. I don't really care what the part is. That's about where I want them to be. Except for the motors. I pay a little bit more for the motors. This one was funny. This t-shirt. I sold this when we were on our car ride back from Branson. And it's a Presley's Country Jubilee Branson, Oklahoma shirt. And like, I do not have very much Branson stuff in the store. But the last 2 times we've been to Branson, on the ride home, I've sold a Branson item. And like, which is weird. This does not sell for very much. The buyer is all in $10.60. I think I accepted a really low offer. No idea where this came from. It'd been in the store a year and a half, 2 years at this point, maybe more. And pretty much clothing I'm just accepting offers on. I don't want to just like wholesale get rid of all my clothing. But if somebody sends me an offer on something and it's reasonable, we're just going to accept it and move on. I thought that was really neat to see the Branson clothing items sold on our way back from Branson. Second time this has happened to me. Up next, a cassette tape. Dudley Smith, Born Again. Buyer is all in $12.72. I find this weird gospel type stuff that there's not a lot out there. And it's got to be the weird gospel stuff that there's not a lot of it out there. I find that stuff can do okay on almost any format, records, cassettes, that type of stuff. Not big money, and not fast sellers. But if you're willing to hang on to it, store it for a while, like you can store so many cassettes in a little like 12 by 12 by 12 box size. And this kind of weird gospel stuff that there's not a lot of it out there seems to eventually sell and make some money, you know? I probably made what, $7 there on that cassette after fees, after shipping, somewhere around that boat. Maybe $6. I know because of where that came from, I had absolutely nothing extra into it. Like I did not buy it individually. And so I think that makes a whole lot of sense. Just to buy that stuff, store it, have it listed. Especially now with like these AI listers where you're paying $1 per listing to make that listing, or even paying 50 cents per listing to make that listing. Maybe not the greatest idea, but a lot of these AI listers I'm seeing now, we're seeing prices around like 10 to 20 cents to make a listing. And I think if you're listing, 100 of those at 10 to 20 cents per listing, enough of them are going to sell right away to pay for that AI lister, to pay for the lot, and then the rest of it can just kind of slowly make you money over the next 5 to 10 years. And it takes very little space to store it. I think that makes a lot of sense. I know not everybody in this business likes to do this slow sell-through stuff, but I do think mixing some of it in, if you have the space for it, makes a lot of sense. And I do have some space here. We're not completely overrun with space problems yet, but it filled the shelf up, I think, about a week faster than I wanted to. I think I wanted it to be 10 weeks. I kind of think it was 9 from the time I built it to the time it got filled up, which is fine. Mostly because of this commentary set over here. It took up a lot more space than I thought it was going to. Up next, we got a textbook, James Stewart Calculus. Kind of rough shape. Which edition is this? 8th edition of John Stewart Calculus at this point. Going to New Mexico. We're not even in like peak textbook season, but I am seeing an uptick in textbook sales. Maybe because there's been an uptick in me listing textbooks. This is not going to fit in there. It's not going to fit in my biggest bubble mailer. So what we're going to do, we're throw it in one of these. This is a comic book mailer. That's what it's made for. However, I really like it for throwing kind of my larger books in to just protect them. So yeah. Try and do this with my quiet tape. Not bad. You know what? I think this week we are going to order some bigger bubble mailers. I think GyroPack has one size bigger bubble mailers. And doing this while talking to you guys just makes me realize that like throwing that in that mailer and then throwing it in the poly bag takes so much longer than just putting one of those into a bubble mailer. I think it's kind of time for me to upgrade my Bubble Mailer game and get one size bigger. Whether GyroPack has them or whether I need to order them from somebody else, doesn't really matter. It is something we need to do. So I'll probably make that purchase this week. £7. Wow. The buyer is all in $22.99. Let's see what this is going to cost us to ship. Could have cost us $6.03. We paid $1 for the book. So there's money to be made there. And I think I had a couple of copies of that, if I remember correctly. All different condition, because they were all in pretty poor condition. So I did do separate listings on them. Up next, we have some Time Life CDs. These are all classic country. Time Life is kind of one of those things I have found where if I put a whole bunch of the CDs together, they can do fairly good. Even if it's just like random mixed Time Life CDs. But these are all Time Life classic country, which helps out. See, buyer is all in $15.22. And this is going to ship at a £2 medium mail rate. Yeah, $5.22. Let's see how many we've got left for today. We got 14 orders left. My wife just pulled in, so I think I'm going to get off here, check in with her. Let's just do a quick wrap up, show you guys what else we sold. We sold a Bible. It's normally a good one. Dake's Annotated Reference Bible, but the cover is completely come loose. We sold this copy of the Jolly Rover for like 20 bucks. We sold this one. Whole bunch of soundtrack CDs. I don't necessarily sort those out anymore, but I used to in the past, and they sell good. One pair of Echo shoes. Been in the store forever, so I just accepted a stupid low offer. And then this bag of vintage maps. See, there should be some other stuff here I'm not seeing. There's a little MP3 player somewhere over here. Oh, right here. Made by SanDisk. And then, 1 second, Josiah, I'm almost done. I sold 2 lots of 2, so like, of my basically CD, DVD, loose disc lots. So both buyers paid $29.63. Both buyers are getting 200 discs. So that's really nice to see those going out together. I make some really good money when those go out together. But that is everything we sold today, I think. Oh, there's one more cookbook I miss pulling. Just Bethel, Oklahoma, home cooking, like church type cookbook. That is everything today. We're going to call it a day. I'm going to check with my wife, see how the dentist went, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.